Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3, the center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops, they will not surrender the game because Trump is the one variable they cannot control, unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
Así que el cambio de régimen, además de ilegal, es inmoral. Y aquí no lograrán ni colonizar, ni esclavizar, ni a Venezuela, ni a América del Sur, ni a nuestra América. Y si algún día tocan a Venezuela, toda la América se levantará por nosotros.
Acaban de explotar otro de estos aquí.
So now let's go to reaction that's pouring in from world leaders this morning who are waking up to a new reality with what happened overnight.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Sunday show. It's Scott here from Woke Societies. This episode number 1024. It is January 4th, 2026. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the ahs down the chats over on pilled.net. What's going on, guys? What is going on? Apologies for yesterday, fam. I had to go to New York and completely forgot to post that I was not going to be doing a show. So that is my bad. My bad, but there was so much insane news. I said, you know what? It's going to be way too much by the time we get to do a new show on Tuesday. Fuck it. Let's do a live on a Sunday. And we got Cage Farmer, and I believe Sean will be here as well. What up, Cage?
What up, dude? Happy Sunday. Yeah, glad to be here. Lots of breaking news over the last couple days. Man, oh man, what a time to be alive. Freedom almost now in Venezuela. So let's get it, man. Good times.
Almost is it's a good way to put it, because it looks like the person that's kind of in the interim is already being retarded. So we'll see how that works out for her.
That bitch? Oh my god,
she's dumb. She's retarded, and we'll talk about it. But thank you guys for being here. We're going to give you guys a full breakdown of everything that went down last night, yesterday, today, because guys, it was an historic moment. It was an historic moment, and I am beyond proud to be an American today, and I know most of you out there as well, if not all of you, feel the same as well. And it's fucking crazy what went down. Absolutely insane. So let's break it down, shall we? And thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of the support. I see that Leo Sator, the Cookie and Jack Attack. Thank you so much. Guys, if we hit the 20K today, that'd be amazing. It's Sunday. I mean, I never do shows on Sundays. It's very rare. If we hit it, I'll be really ecstatic. But we're going to be, I don't know how long the show will be. It could be 2 hours. It could be more. I don't know. I just want to go through the ins and outs of everything that's happened because it's so important. I felt like we needed to do a stream today. So shout out to everyone on Rumble, YouTube, all you guys out there. Hit the like button. I don't know if there's any mods out there. No idea. But you guys are fantastic. Thank you for being here. And just supporting the show any kind of way. I'd really appreciate it. So you guys are great. Yes, thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. See you over there and on Rumble as well. Thank you guys. And let me just make sure everyone's good over on Rumble. There is one person named Note or Groat. Groat. I can't even say it. I don't even know. What up, Groat? Over on Rumble. So there we go.
Good job.
Appreciate you guys. So, dude, I mean, holy fucking shit. Like, what happened? What happened, dude? So I was just telling you before pre-show here. I sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I hate when I wake up in the middle of the night. I have problems sleeping already for years. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I check my phone just to see if anything's going down. And, for the most part, it's been relatively not quiet, but it's been kind of the same old, right? Corruption being exposed, Minnesota shit, Somaliland, all that shit, right? We've been talking about getting geared up for the new year, midterms around the corner, right? Pretty standard stuff. And then Trump's like, you know what? We're going to go in and just take Maduro. And we're going to do it and not have anyone killed, not start an endless war. And we're going to completely fucking embarrass Russia and China in the most, hilarious way. And let the fucking world know, bro. We are America and we are back and no one can fuck with us. And the Western Hemisphere is obviously ours. You don't want to call it the Monroe Doctrine anymore, Cage. You want to call it the Don Roe Doctrine, as he called it now.
Don Roe Doctrine, bro.
And dude, I mean, tell me what, like, when you saw what was going on, like, I woke up, I saw the videos of the helicopters, explosions. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Are they just bombing more drug places? We knew they were going to do this at some point. And then, by 3 or 4 in the morning, I didn't go back to bed after that. I just stayed up because it was so much stuff was going on. And then you get the news that, Delta Force and, Special Ops and all the military, they got Maduro out. And that was what they were doing. And we'll go into all the details after that. But, dude, I mean, where were you at with all this? Because it is historic, and I'm proud to fucking be American today.
So when I started seeing some accounts posting stuff right as it was going down, you saw like Caracas went dark. And then some of the airplane accounts that I follow, they started saying, transponders were getting switched off and traffic looked like it was being completely routed out of the area. So you knew something was going down. You just weren't sure what. And then it was a while later before, you got the announcement and the videos started coming out and everything. And, after watching everything, I forget what Trump said the name of the mission was, Operation whatever. First thing I thought of was it should have been called Operation Mushroom Stamp, because that's exactly what fucking happened, dude. He whipped it out and fucking stamped Maduro. No other. I mean, and he did it while the fucking Chinese delegation was there.
Yeah.
And they were using all the Russian equipment for their air defense, and we just torched it all. It was like just literally in, fuck you, out. That was it. And it couldn't have been any more flawless than it was. Yeah, we had one helicopter, I think, took some damage. quote Trump, it got hit pretty hard, a couple injuries, but I think everybody's going to end up being okay out of that. No fatalities on our side. Just an overall stellar operation. And the way they did it, using a joint military and law enforcement to apprehend a criminal, all these idiots out there in the news, in government, the Dems, the black pillars all saying, oh, endless wars, blah, blah, blah. This is war crimes, blah, blah, blah. You had to go through Congress, dirt. Nope, this was a tactical extraction operation, joint law enforcement. So this was great. I think they did really well on this. The reaction from the Trump administration says it all. Just overall stellar op.
Amazing operation, man. And, you know, this is why I've been preaching and so hell-bent on so many of these fucking influencers and podcast bros and counter messaging faggots everywhere to MAGA and what Trump is doing and sowing seeds of distrust and like all this shit. I'm like, you're going to take yourself out of celebrating massive wins and you're going to feel like a fool. And when these things go down like the way they go down, like we are, then I've been saying this for a long time, dude, like we are beyond blessed to watch this in real time instead of like looking at like old videos online or reading it in books, newspapers, whatever it is, and be like, oh, wow, that must have been really awesome to be living during the time that Trump came back, got his second administration, and is actually cleaning up and establishing dominance throughout the world. 100%. And letting everyone know, because dude, the main narrative surrounding America for a long time now, and it's been like this for decades, basically since 9/11, that America is on the decline. The dollar is on the decline. The people know America's on the decline. And that's all we've been hearing, and that's what we've been geared to, and that's essentially how Trump was elected. Like that's how he got in. And I saw a really good post, basically paraphrasing this and saying that, you know, a lot of people say that, yeah, America is a superpower, but Trump seems to be the only president in our history to actually command America like he believes America is a superpower. And we saw that on display with this operation. And I thought it was pretty funny because, again, I don't know. I'm so careful of sharing certain things about like who the guys were, the Delta Force, all that stuff. And from what I can tell, I did see some pictures. Again, I don't know if they're legit or not, but from what I can tell, they're all white. And I'm like, a lot of people want to talk a lot of shit about white people. Not you guys, but, you know, these fucking crazies, these demons in our society want to talk all kinds of shit monkeys about white people. But when you need them to go fucking bag the head of state in another country, boy, do those white guys come in fucking handy when they need to get some shit done,
some
dude.
Crazy good old boys in there, man. You want the crazy good old boys.
Man. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the optics of this are sending shivers. You'd have to... When you I don't even know if Russia responded to this. I know China did, which we'll get into just a little bit. China waited like hours and hours after the fact because they're so fucking embarrassed right now that the fact that they had Chinese delegation there the day before and they were still there as this was going on. And guys, and why I'm saying this is an embarrassment for them, they didn't even fucking know that we were planning on doing this. It was too late. And one of the big takeaways, we're going to get into all the ins and outs of this and why this is important and why this is different than what they're calling, quote, regime change. China was left showing the world that if you ally with China and shit hits the fan, like actually hits the fan, China will not help you. They will not defend you because they can't. And when it really matters, they won't show up. And also, who does that also double-edged sword hit?
Russia.
Same with Russia, dude. It's the same with Russia. Dude, they'll give you all the money
and it was the
infrastructure. Same. Guess what? It don't fucking matter, bro.
It was the same when we did our operation over in Iran, too. Remember, Russia is their friend. Russia's going to come to their defense. And yeah, for this one in Venezuela, Russia sent something crazy over like $7 billion. I mean, not specifically for this, but they had like $7 billion worth of air defense equipment in Venezuela, and we just went in there and fucked it all up. So if you look back, Trump basically goes over and just tap Iran, and fucking nobody touched us. Nobody did anything. Nobody retaliated. No nothing. Same thing with this. And I did see that the Russian response to this was basically just their consulate coming out and going, Russia strongly condemns the military raid in Venezuela, calls for dialogue, blah, blah, blah. basically, yeah, sorry, we're not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole, so you're fucking on your own. Good luck.
Right. Yeah.
Same with China, dude. They're not going to do fucking shit.
They ain't going to do shit, dude. And that's the thing. Like, they want to talk about how, they're on par with us. If we were in a military engagement, like this is the thing, right? And this is what I love about because a big passion of mine since I was a kid was war history. I love World War I, World War II, everything pertaining to war, how battles were fought, the ins and outs, all the maneuvering. Like, I love that shit growing up. And, living through, all of us lived through 9/11, and we saw what that kind of campaign was, right, dude? Years, decades long campaigns, and thousands upon thousands of soldiers and resources going in and doing these, fighting terrorism. And what Trump has done here essentially is kind of redrawn the map with, if you want to use your military and not start endless wars and not get your own people killed, all trillions of dollars of resources, you name it, you go in and you do surgical strikes and you get the fuck out and it's over and it's done. Because what is Venezuela going to do? What is Russia going to do, dude? What is China going to do? They ain't going to do fucking shit. They ain't going to do shit. And that's like, if you're Putin right now, right? You've been fighting a war for what? Almost 4 years? How do you think his fucking people feel like, damn, Trump just went in and got who he needed, completely toppled the regime, and he did it in fucking 3 hours? Meanwhile, you got what? 25,000, 30,000 soldiers dying a month on both ends of this war with Ukraine? All those resources, all that blood? For what? For fucking what? You know
That's
what
the
I
thing,
mean?
dude. Trump is showing you how to do this stuff without actually hurting the people of a country. Just because your government's corrupt or wrongfully installed, or maybe just in some cases generally just stupid, it's not the people's fault that the people in charge are, for lack of a better term, retarded. Yeah. So in this case, and the Iran case, Trump went in, fucked some shit up, and got out, and you're not hurting the population. Like when you said over in Russia, Ukraine, you've got all these mass casualties from residential buildings being hit, neighborhoods being destroyed, people being displaced, resources being completely obliterated, the ability for travel to transport those resources, pipelines getting destroyed. I mean, you don't have that down there now. You had a surgical hit. Same with Iran, surgical hit.
Dude, you had, like you said, no civilians were killed. No apartment buildings, no infrastructure. The only infrastructure that was attacked was military, which obvious, right? Like no one's going to not think like you're not going to hit some military targets because you don't want to get killed. You don't want your boys to get killed, right? So of course they're going to hit some of those, which they did. But the thing is, like you see the Venezuelans coming out, right? You can hear millions of people celebrating and crying, happy tears, screaming and joy and just having a motivation for a future again, right? And you see the people on the ground there. Not one, dude. I have not yet to see one person from Venezuela, upset that Maduro is now gone.
Not Venezuela, but you go to Chicago or New York, you got the white boomer liberals that are out there. They're all fucking protesting it, and they're somehow still chanting "Free Palestine" at these things. I'm not really sure how that tracks.
I don't understand. None of it makes sense, dude. These people are retarded and they are a cancer. But this is the thing. Like, you want to see what Russian air defense basically looked like. It was basically non-existent to the point where you might as well have sent this out in replace of it. There you go. There you go. Wow. That was essentially the air defense from the Russian systems that were going down, and we're mocking it. We should be mocking it. They
would have been better luck. They would have better luck sending her out there, having her stripped completely down, and trying to distract the pilots. Although it's a potential possibility that she may have been a ladyboy, so I don't know. Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, definitely. And this is why, like, we're gonna get into all the intricacies of this, guys, because the pettiness was top tier, god tier trolling, guys. I'm sure you all know now, Hugo Chavez's mausoleum was completely fucking obliterated, and they did that on the way out. Okay, that was the cherry, bro. Chavez catches a fucking stray, bro. Just catches a stray.
That was no stray. I want to know. What I want to know, dude, is if that was pre-planned or one of those boys, like, is that his mausoleum? yo, should we fucking, let's fuck it up.
That thing. Shoot it.
Shoot it. And then they're like, let's be out now. Oh, dude, knowing that, dude, I mean.
Could you imagine, bro? Like all the rockets are done, all the explosions are done, everybody's kind of flying out of there, and one last rocket goes shooting down and hits that thing.
You have POTUS calling like Trump. Yeah, POTUS wants the he wants the mausoleum to blow up. Okay, you got it. You fucking got it. Fucking take it out, dude. But this is
hold my beer.
This is why on a geopolitics scale, fam. This is why this is such an embarrassment. This was not long ago. Okay. This is what you had. This is October 27th, okay, 2025. This came directly from the President of Russia website. Law on the ratification of the treaty between Russia and Venezuela on strategic partnership and cooperation, okay? All kinds of talk and all kinds of deals made for Venezuela, strategic partnership, cooperation. China's special envoy reaffirms unbreakable brotherhood with Venezuela against U.S. naval blockade and piracy. You have a lot of shit talking, right? Until you get punched in the face, right? And then what happened? Yeah. What happened, guys? Ain't nobody around. Nobody. It's incredible. It's truly incredible. And this is what they had on the ground, okay? Venezuela had a Russian-supplied integrated system focused on protecting Caracas and strategic sites. This included long-range, medium-range, short-range, and point defense systems supplemented by anti-aircraft guns and fighter interceptors, guys. And this goes again, like I don't know exactly what all this stuff means, guys. I'm not military. Never gonna pretend like I know what any of this shit means. All I can say here, this is basically a list of just all kinds of guns, artillery, tanks, you fucking name it. Short range, point blank range, long range.
12 batteries of 12 batteries of S-300s. Those are anti-aircraft, ballistic missiles for 2 to 3 medium range. Man, they had a decent amount there. I mean,
it's all there.
The fact that we got really nothing shot down, period.
Yeah, dude.
That's impressive, man.
So this was the weird part about this, right? And this was I didn't put this out because again, this was just a theory of mine. I'm like, because I'm watching all these videos. It's probably around 5, 6 in the morning now. Everyone knows that this attack happened. I don't know when Trump put out his truth saying that they had Maduro and that he was on his way, and and then he announced he was going to be doing a press conference. I'm watching these videos and I'm like, where's the return fire? Where is it? I don't see anything. So my first thought was there some kind of deal made with the military, with Venezuela, with Trump coming in, and maybe they were done Maduro? But I'm like, no. I'm like, these guys, I mean, this is a narco state. I'm like, I can't just see them just like pulling a deal with Trump behind Maduro's back and him not knowing it. And
I don't think they went for a coffee break, bro. I think they fucking got caught completely off guard, because even Trump said when they breached the fortress and were going for Maduro, he had gotten into his safe room, but he hadn't gotten the door completely closed. But they did have all the welding stuff needed to get through all the steel if they had to.
Oh yeah,
so it sounds like they were caught completely off guard. And you got the fake news out there saying that we were tipped off ahead of time, but we held our tongues on this one. When the fuck has that ever fucking happened?
Yeah, dude.
So
that's another.
I think completely caught off guard.
That's another topic we'll get into. It's disgusting that we'll talk about the politicians. Fuck the politicians. I am so over the politicians. They are such a cancer. But this is the thing. Like, I could imagine like being Lockheed and Martin reading this, like, oh, is this what you believe? And what am I referencing? This. Experts had warned that Venezuela's layered air defense network could complicate U.S. air operations, but it apparently presented little or no resistance to the U.S. strike that captured President Nicolas Maduro. And I'm like, dude, if you're Lockheed and Martin, these defense companies, like, oh, really? Oh, we're gonna have some issues getting into your airspace. Hold my fucking beer, dude. And this is what happened, okay? Because I was really interested, and I find this shit fascinating, okay? Because things are changing rapidly with how operations are conducted, especially things like this. You had this guy here. I guess I don't know if he had worked under Flynn at some point, but it was basically he's a cyber guy, and the cyber guy was basically brought in to re-architect the entire infrastructure of cyber warfare for the military. And I'm trying to find the post. I had it saved here. I can't find it now, of course. But basically, he said this was 10 years in the making. Oh, right here. Perfect. This is the guy, guys. Joshua Steinman. Go follow him. American fucking patriot, okay? You want to know why you didn't see any return fire and all that equipment on the ground was completely rendered useless? This was the man and his team behind it. He said, this is it. 10 years of work. Listen to 220. That's a timestamp. The chairman says cyber effects were critical to the Maduro capture. When we re-architected the way the U.S. operates in cyberspace with NSPM 13 during Trump 45, it was for this purpose, to make cyber a tool of national power. So when General Flynn asked me to join the NSC staff during the first Trump transition, he asked, what are you going to deliver for POTUS? My answer, revise how we operate in the cyberspace. It took nearly 2 years to fix. First, we went out and talked to all the stakeholders at the departments and agencies and figured out why the Obama system wasn't working. Then we had to draft a new framework to avoid the problems. Discovery took months as a draft and revision. Then getting it through the NSC process took even more time. All the while, the quote status quo operators inside tried to prevent us from unleashing cyber. At the end, and I'll save this for another day, it almost didn't make it. A cabinet member nearly killed it and tried to destroy me and one of my deputies, but we saved it, and POTUS signed it. And here we are today. And this is a link that he gives out. Former War Defense Department General Counsel Paul NYE gave a great speech about NSPM 13 from the legal perspective. You can read it here. And basically, dude, this is just basically documents describing like the changeover to the cyber and how it's being used now militarily. And basically what I gathered from this is that whatever these programs were, whatever this tech, and again, we don't know all of it. We're never going to know all of it. It's military shit. But basically, it just wiped out the electronics. Probably could have been an EMP. Who the fuck knows, dude? But basically wiped out
why don't you go to that timestamp and see what Raising Cane has to say?
At 220? Yeah, and let's see. Hold on.
Listen to 220.
Yeah, I don't know if he got into 6, but we can. We can throw it here real quick. Let's here. Is it here? Here we go.
And began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the water. As they approached Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to
Spacecom, Cybercom,
create a pathway.
To create a pathway. Again, they're not going to tell specifics. That tells me, though, dude, whatever those signals were, whatever they put out, they wiped out the electronics in these things.
Overhead, those forces were protected from aircraft, were protected by aircraft from the United States Marines, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22s, F-35s, F-18s.
So he goes down the list, which we'll get to in here in just a little bit. But
so it sounds like what he's saying is we went in, and before we got close enough for them to detect anything, we started jamming all their comms. We used cyber warfare to knock out all of their computer systems so that we kind of created like a wedge to get in there of where we were undetected, which is fantastic. I mean, that says it right there. The fact that we were able to do that, I mean, as a defense of your own country, right? You want to basically have it so that no one can come in and do that to you, right? We don't want to have that happen on our shores where all of a sudden our systems start going dark and you got to go, uh-oh. So that tells me that we did a pretty good job of jamming them up.
We completely jammed them, dude. We obliterated their shit. Like we kicked their shit in hard. And the funny thing is, like
I said, Operation Mushroom Stamp.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's so awesome to see here because this is the thing, right? This is why like people and pattern recognition is great, but you need pattern recognition with a little bit of nuance because the immediate reactions from retards like Tim Pool and other people that I do follow a lot of these guys. I like to track where those narratives like to go. It was immediately like, okay, guys, yeah, this was cool, but again, we all know this is about oil. Right. There
was so much dumb shit out there, dude. So much dumb shit.
And it's just referencing Iraq, Syria. It's just referencing just the old guard type of shit. Right. And yes, was some of this about oil? Fucking absolutely. No one's going to deny that. Was that the only thing? No. And the reason why this is so important is because people want to call this, people are just running with the rampant narrative about this being, quote, regime change. People forget, dude, the people of Venezuela did not elect Maduro. Their election was stolen. They know who their rightful president is. They've been under a control of a narco state for decades since Chavez.
Yeah, the other contender in that election got like 75% of the fucking vote, and they still installed Maduro.
Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous. And we did not recognize that government.
Neither
it was
did Biden.
Not recognized by the United States of America. And if you look back, I saw I don't have the tweet pulled up now, but somebody pulled it back up, an old Biden tweet. Maduro wasn't indicted under Trump. That happened prior.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
they wanted this done too. They just didn't have the fucking balls to do anything about it because we had our own illegitimate administration.
Exactly, dude. And that's the thing. And what I think this is all going to turn into, which we'll get into the voting stuff a little bit later, this is going to be turning into, I would have to imagine, dude, and again, we could be wrong about all this. You know, this is like living in and really hope. This is kind of some hopium, right? Maduro comes out, and part of his deal to get him to where he's to get into where he is, because, dude, if he were to come out and say, our country stole your election to give Biden the win, they're all in on it, and we have been doing this for decades in your country. Can you just fucking imagine the fallout of that? If he comes out and says that, and dude, we wouldn't be surprised. People have been paying attention, wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that fucking makes sense. We kind of figured that because literally your software people and your engineers created, I think it was Smartmatic, right? Or Dominion, whichever one. Dominion came out of Venezuela. Those people came out of Venezuela in our country to install these systems. Like, it would make perfect sense. And we've been talking about that for a little while, but we weren't sure because we always said, dude, this was not just about the drugs, right? Obviously, the drugs are important and getting rid of that shit, taking these people out, fucking up the cartels. Like, obviously, that's important. But getting back to what I was saying, like, people are saying this is regime change. It wasn't a regime change. The people of Venezuela elected their leader and it got stolen from them. They got kicked in the face. And they were told, deal with this. We are going to remain in control. And if we say anything, we will fucking kill you. We will kill you. We'll torture you and kill you. That's how it went down in Venezuela. It's totally different. Totally different. And the narrative of America's decline in the dollar, taking back Venezuela and taking back our oil, by the way, which I didn't do, Cage. There's only so much knowledge you can contain in your head, right? I didn't know United States basically built Venezuela's infrastructure for oil. It was taken over by communists. Prior administration didn't do anything about it. And Trump's like, yo, that's our fucking oil. Those are that's our infrastructure. It's shit now because you guys let it go to shit. We're taking it back. That shit was ours. And guess what?
Yeah,
Trump took it back.
Developed all that shit for them. We developed all of it. We had production going on down there. It was all of our infrastructure. And yeah, I can't remember the exact year, but they were just like, they just threw us out at one point and nobody did shit.
No one did anything. It was all American companies, right? All of it. And this is what you're getting. And yes, obviously, oil is definitely a big part of this because the thing is, guys, unfortunately, this is why I've always looked at the American government as a cartel, because it is a cartel. It's the most powerful cartel in the world. As shit as sometimes things are in this country, being an American citizen, unfortunately, this may change down the road very recently. Unfortunately, we have to pay the bagman ourselves. And how do we pay the bagman? We pay the bagman in taxes. So the tax man will come and arrest us and we get some form of what we think is the freedoms we have, the American dream we have. That's what we do here, unfortunately. Is the system corrupt and fucked up? Absolutely. But this is, you either want your country to remain this top superpower, and fortunately or unfortunately, however you view this is how you maintain dominance. This is what you do. This is why they don't want these fusion scientists getting their shit out there, because guess what? Unfortunately, this is the reality. Everything is still about, a lot of things are still about oil and controlling those resources and maintaining that dominance. And this is a tale as old as time, right, Cage? It's who's the dominant power? You exert, you have force. When no one can stop you, you have to exert that force, right? And that is clearly a part of this. And when you look at the amount of resource, dude, I did not know this about Venezuela. I really did not know like how much shit was there. Venezuela currently has 303 billion barrels of crude, which Trump says the U.S. now controls, which they absolutely do. Oil prices are trading at $57 a barrel, making Venezuela's total reserves worth $17.3 trillion. Even if the U.S. sells this oil for half the market rate, that's still $8.7 trillion. In other words, in 12 hours, the U.S. has gained control of oil reserves worth more than the entire GDP of all countries in the world, aside from the U.S. and China. That's 4 times larger than the GDP of Japan, and most people do not realize how much the world has changed. Oil markets will react to this news the first time on Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern. The next few days will be critical. This is a huge amount of resources. And now, and Trump said yesterday, right, Cage, like, we're not going anywhere. We don't know how long we're going to be there. They're trying to figure out, like, the legitimacy of who they're going to hand this over to. I don't from everything I'm hearing, dude, the stupid bitch that's there now, I don't think Trump likes her. Let's just put it lightly.
No, because the second basically she took over, she basically came out and said she demands the release of Maduro.
Okay,
that's not gonna fly.
Okay, so let's get rid of her then. Like if that's your first thing you're gonna say, like, did you not just see what happened to your fucking country? That's what you're gonna say? I don't exactly. What are these people thinking?
And she looks like a retard too. And then back to the comment about the price of the amount of oil that they have. If we sold it for half, what was it, like $8.9 trillion?
Yeah.
I don't want to pay taxes ever again.
No, I don't.
Sell it and stop charging me taxes. Just start all the taxes, all the money for taxes. Just start up your oil operation down there again and be done with it.
Absolutely, dude. And what I think another big part of this that is somewhat being talked about, the leverage now, because this is what Putin's been doing out in Russia. Obviously, he has been, with the way things were before, he was enriching himself with all the oil that he was producing and selling and taking in, and all the trade and all that shit that was going on with him. And this is how he's been able to fuel the war with Ukraine. Well, what Trump just did changes everything, including that as well. So if oil holds near $50, Russia can't fund the state without hollowing its own industrial base. Their taxation logic collapses, their geopolitical leverage shrinks, their export balance implodes, they lose both fiscal glide and strategic autonomy. This is why the Maduro operation matters more than people realize. One, it signals the return of explicit sovereign resource capture. It puts a floor under US dollar hegemony. And it sets a ceiling on petrostates trying to escape via multipolarity. And what is that number 3 referencing? That's referencing countries that were trying to go down the BRICS road. This whole multipolarity bullshit road of buying oil, not in the US dollar, but in yang, rubles, whatever fucking foreign currency it was, they were bypassing the dollar. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Guess what?
How'd that work out?
Now that is completely changed. That's going to go into the shitter now. 4, it accelerates the bifurcation of commodity pricing power away from production and toward now enforcement. This was a precision seizure to create commodity leverage, squeeze rivals into fiscal instability, and reshape the global balance sheet by force. From here, gold and Bitcoin become parallel escape valves in different domains. Gold for central banks hedging against weaponized commodities, and Bitcoin for individuals escaping monetary control architecture and eventually institutions. The game board is tilted. Russia sees it. Most of the West doesn't yet, but the capital will. And that's the thing. They keep referencing this Russian billionaire, Oleg Deripaska, warning that if the U.S. secures control of Venezuela's oil fields after already moving into Guyana, it could end up overseeing more than half of the world's reserves. And in his view, Washington would then be able to hold oil prices near $50 a barrel, putting a serious pressure on Russia's state capitalist economic model. You can't tell me, dude, this was not part of the game plan here, because Putin's playing games, bro, and so is Zelensky. Trump's fucking over this, dude. And you know, and the crazy thing is, the Russian channels that I've been seeing on Telegram, I follow them. I've been following them for years, ever since this whole war broke out. And I'm watching them speak, and then you're in the comment section of these, and people are now furious with Putin. Furious. And what am I talking about? This was one of them that I saw that went viral. And this is what you're getting from these Z bloggers. This is not fucking funny, you underdeveloped idiots. Soon it won't even be profitable for us to extract oil. In a couple of months, we'll starve to death. This is a checkmate for the entire economy of the underdeveloped traitor Putin. May he die a real bastard, a talentless stinking piece of trash.
Tell us how you really feel.
This is a nightmare for us. They will drop the price of oil below the floor and take over the entire market. Now, on top of everything else, they'll also have oil. This is a total fucking disaster, and we'll be left without internet, drowning in taxes, and hugging our fucking oil. The political leadership of our country needs to be killed. I'm never calling for that, but they are inherently insane. They are traitors, and they should be hanged. The Americans have just extended their existence for several more centuries, while ours will end in a month. This is what you're getting from people that are under Putin in Russia. And guys, this one example, they're all over the place. People are panicking.
Well, yeah, now. Because the way that whatever oil is trading at really has effects on obviously every country's economy, right? And different countries have different price per barrel that they have to be at or above in order to maintain their economy. which really makes me want to know how Canada's doing, because I know once oil dips below $60 a barrel,
we'll get to Canada.
It starts really getting fucked. Once it hits 55, then they are proper fucked. So it just, different economies depend on it being a different level. And if you really want to understand the supply, demand, value, how the oil industry works, without explaining it in months long details, go watch the show Landman. I recommend that. It's a really good show. Billy Bob Thornton, great show, explains a lot of this and also provides very interesting and entertaining, content, right? But it really does. So if we have over half the world's supply of oil and we crater the price per barrel, we can then afford to do that because we have the supply. So if everybody's having to buy from us, we can afford for that price per barrel to be a lot lower because we have the supply, and the demand will be very, very great. So everybody's buying from us, you can afford to sell at a lower rate, right? Think about like how your big box stores can sell things for cheaper than your local grocery store because they've got more inventory, right? So we can afford to drop it, which will help things out a lot here because that'll bring down the price of gas. Hopefully some point in time, the price of fucking diesel, bring those prices down here, which will help the American economy. And then, you know what? All these other economies are going to kind of be forced to get in line a little bit with the Don Rowe doctrine, if you want to say it that way, because they're not going to have the ability to fight back economically for much longer.
No, they're not going to. They're not going to be able to do it. And I think that was the message that Trump sent out to everybody. And you brought up Canada. And the thing with Canada is, what's his name? Carney? Whatever that douchebag's name is out there. I saw Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's wife, post this last night. All right.
This is great.
And again, I made a post about Canada on my Telegram, and it's no offense to Canadian citizens. I got nothing against Canadian citizens.
And we love our snow Mexicans.
It's your bullshit fucking retarded government, liberal ass government that's killing you guys. And essentially, because this is news now, because if you guys didn't hear, Trump came out again today and said we're going to take Greenland. We need Green. He's like, it's not even for the resources. It's not. We need them for national security. Why? Because what's around Greenland, Cage? What did he say? Russian and Chinese ships all over the fucking place.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? That's our hemisphere. You ain't allowed in our hemisphere anymore. Get the fuck out. That's the message being sent. And guess what? This is what Katie Miller put out. You don't think Katie Miller's putting out some comms? She definitely is. And she simply said soon. And what is this a picture of? It's Greenland with an American flag draped over it. Okay? This is absolutely going to happen. And guess what? I said on my Telegram yesterday, this is going to be the death nail for Canada. Because guess what this says, Cage? We don't fucking need Canada. We don't need you for anything.
We don't need them for shit anyway. So then we take Greenland, they're really fucked. Because
really fucked, dude. We don't need them.
They need us. We watched that with the whole tariff war back at the beginning of this Trump administration when they came out and they're like, oh, we're going to screw the U.S. Yeah, how long did that last?
Exactly.
How long did that last? Because they've got nothing. What do they export to us, really, that we can't make here? If they want to try and say they've got a couple products that we buy from them, okay. Remember that asshole fucking what's his nuts up in Ontario was like, we're going to cut your power. Yeah, how well that go?
What was his name? Ford? Whatever the fuck his name is. He's always
Ford, yeah.
It's always the same guy that was dumping the what was that liquor, Crown Royal? Was it Crown Royal that he was dumping out? I'm like, yeah, that'll teach Trump. It's just like, and guys, and again, snow Mexicans, you know, I saw something, dude, that there are actual providences really trying to succeed from Canada and join the United States, like legitimately.
Alberta was one of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was looking this up before the show earlier, and I saw some. That's actually not. It's not fake news. There's actual movements and pushes for this stuff to start happening. And dude, can you blame them? You can see the writing on the wall. And this is the thing. Like Trump's got 3 years left, right? He's got 3 years left, and I'm fully confident. I don't know about what's going to happen in the midterms, okay? I just don't. I don't know what's going to happen in the midterms. The midterms are always a shit show for the most part, and there is like, there is patterns there with like historic of trends, and usually when one party is crushing and then the other, when they're in power for a little bit, the other party takes over. That's usually how it goes, right? So guys, I don't know how the midterms can go. We're hoping they're going to go great for us. But as far as 2028, the thing is, like, JD Vance gets in, he ends up being president. This is going to be more of that. More of that. And especially if JD Vance gets in, guys, he's going to be carrying MAGA's mantle. And it better be Trump. It better be these moves, right? It has to. If Vance gets in, it has to be Trump on steroids for this to continue on. Yeah. And the base will demand nothing less. In fact, they're going to demand more, because you want to instill the everlasting change. You have to have multiple administrations stacked on top of each other to carry this out. And if you're Canada and you're these Providence, like, fuck, if this is how things are be going for the next 15, 20 years, we're fucked. We're not going to survive. So jump ship. Get the fuck out and come join the party, man. Because Maduro, he got punched in the face today, and dude, I'm sure you all saw this. He came in with the DEA, and dude, it was so nice. He was so kind, dude. He sounds like such a nice guy. He wished everybody a happy New Year.
Night. Happy New Year.
He's like, good night, happy New Year. Okay, dude. How's your wife doing, man? Like, I love how they scooped up not just Maduro, but his wife, too. Like, fucking boss, bro. Fucking boss. But
okay, she had an indictment against her, too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, it's just wild. It really is wild. And, like, I just saw this, too. Like, I wanted to throw this in there. Guys, I didn't, like, crazy organize for this show because it was put in last second. Just getting back to the mausoleum from Hugo Chavez. I saw this meme, dude, and this is just like, I love this because it goes back to my childhood with Jackass. And I love the movies growing up. I love the show growing up. And this was one of the memes that all these people are making. And, the kids who had the night shift at Chavez's mausoleum 2 nights ago, they must have been just hanging out like another night until... Why'd you blow us up? We didn't do nothing. It's just so perfect, dude. It's so perfect. I love this shit. But this is the thing, like, you want to talk about symbolic for the Venezuelan people, right? I mean, I don't know how much more symbolic you could get on the way out, and that's how you do it. And this guy named Aravind here, he made a crazy prediction, dude. This was April 2nd of last year. And this is what he said. He says, I can predict once the Russia-Ukraine peace deal is done, Trump will go after Venezuela hard with sanctions and try to take out Maduro. If everything else fails, a false flag and direct bombing invasion will happen. Why will the U.S. do it? The answer is below for you. And again, what does it bring up here? It brings up the oil reserves and everything else. It's, again, yeah, a lot of this is about oil. There's no doubt about it. Anyone that says it's not about oil at all, I mean, you're just lying. Of course, that's a big piece of this. But this guy called this in April. And what's crazy, dude, is that a lot of people think that the deal has already been made between Russia and Ukraine, and they're kind of just getting their last, like, swings in, I guess. Like, get your money's worth, take back what you're going to take back, Putin, and like there's probably parameters, because I would have to think, dude, if either there's progressions made in the peace talks or they have not made progressions, and Trump needed to make this move to spur it on, whether Putin wants to or not. That's what it feels like to me.
Well, I think you can make progress without actually changing anything in reality. So, like, you might have a, foundation of a peace deal, right? I think because it didn't start at like 28 points, 29 points, and then it kind of went down to like 20 points or whatever, and it's kind of going back and forth, right? So there's stuff that can be worked on. Maybe they've agreed to like some of it, but until you agree to all of it, nothing with that actual war is going to change. They're going to keep hitting each other. Yeah. For whatever reason, whether it's just, Putin hates Zelensky, Zelensky hates Putin, doesn't really fucking matter. They're going to keep hitting each other until you can actually get something signed. So for whatever reason, you're going to have that continue over there. So yes, there might, two things could be true at the same time is what I'm trying to say. Progress could have been made. More stuff could be agreed to on the footprint for the agreement. But you could also still have conflicts heating up, which clearly, like, every time they come out and they say progress was made, there's some new missile attack or fucking bombing or some droning or whatever over there that happens every fucking time.
It's every time, dude. It's every time. And that's why, like, I wonder how much of this is actually real. What's political theater? It's the fog of war for real. And again, that's why I was saying before, like, if you just watch Trump do this and you're a Russian citizen or even a Ukrainian or anywhere, really, like, what? 4 years, man? 4 years of fighting? And do you think Putin can pull off what we just did with Zelensky? I don't think so. So. I think the one thing I will give the Russian Ukrainians right now, because really they're modern day, they're really the only ones really at a large scale war. I think they got us in drones. Like the drone warfare, we have not seen anything like drone warfare like we have seen between these two countries. But I mean, with Trump in the helm, we're going to surpass it very fast if we haven't already. But the drone warfare was crazy. There's going to be movies made about all that stuff, definitely down the road. But like outside of that, like, dude, there
was already like one of the best drone scenes ever in a movie, and it's not like a super new movie. It's not an old movie either. It's one of the Gerard Butler movies. What is it? Angel Has Fallen, I think. Okay, is the one.
Yeah.
And one of the opening scenes of that movie, there's just this massive drone attack. The president's out fishing, Gerard Butler's protecting him or whatever. The drone attack scene is fantastic. If you haven't seen that, you can maybe try pulling it up. But yeah, they're already doing it, dude. And that was somebody get it in chat. That movie is at least 5+ years old, I think.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I've seen the cities in Ukraine and the forest. There's pictures and videos of the shit all over the place of the fiber of the wires. Of the wiring from all of these drones. It looks like cities of spider webs. It's the craziest fucking thing you've seen. And I guess the reason why I don't know the ins and outs of these military drones, but from what I can gather, they like to hardwire these drones so they can't get scrambled or jammed and taken out easily. So they hardwire these drones, and when they go down or blow up or whatever the fuck, they leave these fiber optic wires all over the place. And it looks like giant spider webs. And it's just it's imagery of death. That's what it is. And again, like why I'm bringing this up is because like, is there a need for this type of warfare anymore? And I think Trump has now like honestly brought that question to the world. Like, is this how you guys? And Trump said it like this shit is primitive. It's primitive. And and Trump is mocking Putin basically at this point, like straight up mocking him. And that right here. He straight up calls the Russian army primitive. Like, this is him talking mad shit on another huge country's military.
But we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. There's nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watch that war in Russia going on and on and on and everybody dying and it's like it's primitive. It's primitive. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Could you tell?
That is a mockery, dude. An embarrassment for these countries. And guess what, dude? They absolutely fucking deserve it. And I have, as an American, I have zero problem with it. Zero problem with this. And like anyone that's out there, like, you know, and I get people have different opinions. I know there's some people in these chats that fought in the, the Iraq wars, and I can understand some of the angst, right? I understand. I can understand maybe why some people are like a little bit, you know, like, oh man, are we doing the regime change thing? Or this has never worked out. Libya, Syria, like, I kind of get it. But the thing is, like, Trump has proven to me time and time again, this is not, you're not a Bush. This is not an Obama. This is not a Clinton.
Well, it might be regime change, but it's also not happening the same way that's happened, you know, time and time and memoriam, right? These are not the same old endless wars, not the same regime change. Trump has a different way of doing things and achieving similar to the same results, just a better method of it, or like not even the same results, but like way better results, obviously. And something I wanted to go back to for a second here. Down Home mentioned this. Said one thing we're not mentioned is Venezuela air defense system was the latest from China. China's freaking out right now. Yeah, dude, both Russia and China and pretty much everybody else for that matter are freaking out right now. Now, the one thing I don't know, I know a lot of the hardware on the ground, the actual equipment, I know a lot of that was Russian. Are down home, can you update me on this? Are you saying that their systems, like their systems they were using to control the air defense, was that Chinese? Because if that's the case, that's even funnier.
Dude, it probably is a mix.
And they were there.
It's probably a mix. But dude, this is, yeah, speaking of China, I mean, this is it. According to former Chinese journalist Zhao Linjin, during U.S. military operation against Venezuela, Chinese military personnel were completely trapped. Zhao's sources inside the Chinese intelligence agency has confirmed that because the situation changed too rapidly, personnel connected to CCP's local military system were unable to withdraw in sync. The following conditions have emerged: restricted freedom of movement, controlled external communications, and a highly uncertain security situation. Chinese language news systems, both inside and outside the Great Firewall, that have been infiltrated and are broadly slow to respond, once again demonstrating that China's military power is unable to compete with that of the U.S. military. Dude, the entire thing. Dude, this is, you want to talk about a knockout fucking punch. This is what happened to them. This is what happened to Russia. This was, again, domination flex to the fucking world. You are not going to be in the Western Hemisphere anymore and think you can get away with this shit. It's not going to happen. It's incredible. I could talk about this shit for fucking days. And seeing and again, like, and it's proven, right? This isn't just propaganda. There are no videos anywhere of any military on the ground shooting at our guys. Zero. They're all taken out.
I've seen.
Like, I didn't even see, like, where's somebody with an AK-47 or something? Were they all with Maduro? You know what I mean?
Like one dude out there fucking screaming, holding an AK, shooting at the sky.
Well, dude, that's what I'm saying. Can you? I'm assuming at Maduro's palace,
Venezuelan Rambo.
He has his palace guards, right? I'm assuming he's got security at his palace, right? And I'm sure all those fuckers are taken out. I mean, I can't wait to see what the documentary about this is going to be. Like the inside talks when this all comes out. And one big part of this, I just want people to see here why this was so important, and anyone that's maybe on the edge or the fringe. And thank you, Season Picks, for that raid, my friend. I'll get to those guys. I'll get to the gold pills in just a minute. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to all you guys over on YouTube and everywhere else. You guys are fantastic. These are really fundamental reasons why this happened. What justifies this action from a Pentagon strategic perspective is the convergence of three existential threats from America's three primary adversaries. And this is why I really want you guys to get, because this cuts through the propaganda, and this is just the reality of the situation. China has embedded operational control into critical mineral extraction that feeds weapons manufacturing. Iran has established drone production facilities within strike range of the continental United States. Russia has deployed military advisors and integrated air defense systems in the Caribbean. Venezuela represents the only location where all three adversaries operate simultaneously. That's a problem. The oil is secondary, breaking Chinese supply dominance, eliminating Iranian manufacturing capability, and expelling Russian military presence are primary. This was a multi-level, multifaceted reasoning, right? It wasn't just about the oil, guys. Don't buy that bullshit from people like Tim Pool and these other podcast pros that just have these surface level fucking takes, guys. And again, okay, am I some geopolitical expert? Are you? Like, do we have any insider? No, we're not any of that. None of that. I just have faith in the president that I fucking voted for, that you voted for, that you all voted for. And I'm sticking with him till the fucking end, dude, because he fucking deserves it. He's earned it. He has earned it. And I can't think of really how this is not America first, dude. I really don't. And for the Venezuelan people, you don't think the Venezuelan people are super pumped right now? Who would they rather have running?
They didn't perp walk Hillary Clinton. They didn't perp walk Obama. No, it's not America first. You didn't get your big sexy arrest, dude. It's not, you didn't get fucking Adam Schiff, dude. It's not America first, bro. Come on.
That's what you're getting, man. That's exactly what you're getting. And Just Human, actually, to your point, dude, this is what he said to all the black pillars incessantly whining and attacking Trump, Bondi, Cash, and the rest of the team because your favorite domestic villain hasn't been handcuffed yet. When Trump just pulled off Venezuela, the boat strikes, blockade, captured Maduro, his wife straight at Miraflores Palace, flying this evil bastard from Manhattan to stand trial. is orders of magnitude more important and more consequential for America, this hemisphere, and the world than locking up whichever crooked U.S. politician you're obsessed with hating. From the Yemen strikes, the Iran nuke mission, the border, the tariffs, the support of our closest allies to this action in Venezuela, this admin has informed Americans' enemies. Don't fuck with commerce. Don't fuck with our friends. Don't fuck with our borders. And don't fuck with our citizens. I voted for this. Dude, I think that perfectly sums it up, right?
Well said. Well said.
It sums it up, dude. And like now, like if you're like Greenland, right? Greenland was kind of like in the beginning of Trump's admin. That was kind of like one of the big talking points in the beginning. Like if you're Greenland now, dude, guess what? Guess who's been over in Greenland, guys? Who's been milking their resources for a little while? China and Russia. How do you think Greenland's going to feel about what just happened in Venezuela? Do you think when shit hits the fan for Greenland, if they ever needed help, you think they're going to get it from China and Russia?
No.
Of course they're not. Of course they're not. So what Trump's going to do, and I'm sure this is already in the making, dude, he's going to make all kinds of economic deals, which is going to enrich both countries, going to help the citizens of those countries. And oh, by the way, if anything were to happen to your country, you get the benefits of our amazing U.S. military. Like, you're not going to get a deal better than that, right? And dude, I see Dilly saying this all the time. You better take Trump's first deal. You better take his first deal, because after that, it only gets worse, right?
The first deal is the best deal. After that, you just continually get worse.
Right.
And you saw that exactly with Maduro, man. Gave him chance after chance. You know, the first it was just we're gonna hit a boat here and there, and it just kept going downhill. Same with Iran, man. He was willing to work with them too, and then eventually you just got to the point with okay, new deal and bomb.
Yeah, that was it.
It's always the first deal. First deal is always the best.
That was it, man. That was it. So that's why I'm like, where this is gonna go. Like right now, if I'm like, if I'm Cuba, if I'm Cuba and Mexico, dude, I'm a little worried. I don't know who put it out there. I actually, let me pull it off my Telegram because I took a screenshot of it. It's a Simpson GIF. I can't remember the name of the character.
Ralph.
I think it's
Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger.
That one, yes. And then he just stands there with like a blank face and pisses himself. This is kind of like that. Where's the download button on here? I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I made my own Ralph Wiggum GIF and I send it to my wife every time she goes out and buys something new. I'm like, I'm poverty now.
Yes. And that's essentially what you have going on with Wiggum here, or with Cuban, because you have to imagine the Cubans. They'd have to, I don't know what's going to happen with the timeline of this, but this was asked of Rubio. And again, you're on. This is NBC News, guys, so take this with a grain of salt because I hate this bitch. She asked Rubio about like Mexico and Cuba, like where is this going? And
is this that fucking Kristen Welker?
Yes.
Yep. Who this is?
And you can see Rubio's face here. He's like, I'm here because I have to be here. I don't want to. I don't want to, dude. Rubio, he's about to get 5 more jobs, dude. Like I saw the memes. I'm sure you saw the memes.
Be president of fucking Venezuela. Great.
He's got that face, dude. Like Trump calls him. He's like, hey man, I know you're doing like 20 jobs. Can you go be the president of Venezuela real quick for us? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
That was the perfect freeze frame for that fucking face, bro.
He's done, dude. He's done. He's toast. He got 1 day off for the new year. 1 day off, and then they do this.
The Trump administration's next target, Mr. Secretary, very quickly.
Well, the Cuban government is a huge problem. Yeah, the Cuban government is a huge problem. First of all,
is that a yes?
Cuba, but I don't think people fully appreciate. I think they're in a lot of trouble. Yes, I'm not going to talk to you about what our future steps are going to be and our policies are going to be right now in this regard, but I don't think it's any mystery that we are not big fans of the Cuban regime.
Absolutely not, dude. What we were hearing when Biden was when Biden's administration, right? All you heard was about how Cuba and China are just such buddies, right? Operating together, spy craft out of that place together, like you name it, right? You think when Trump demands the Don Roe doctrine, you think he's gonna allow any of these countries to fucking to park their fucking shit on our side of the planet?
Did anybody fucking check? Because China used to have like subs around Cuba, quote unquote, and I think they were using Cuba for like something. Did anybody check? Did they got anything going on over there? Anything?
They might be turning around at this point. They might be coming back. because it's I can't see
Those
why.
motherfuckers were full steam out of there like 24 hours ago.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me just get to these gold pills real quick. Hold on one second. You guys are great. Thank you so much to Leo Sator, Jack Attack, High Road, The Shades, Dougie Boston. Happy Sunday, my friend. Loop De Loop says, woohoo, 2026 is going to be fire. Tweak says, I don't care who the president is. Even if it were me, I still wouldn't trust the government. Dude, you don't need to trust the government. No one's asking you that. I would never say to any of my audience to ever trust the government. What I keep telling people is I trust Trump because he's earned my respect as a man and he's earned my respect as a president and the leader of this country.
That's right.
And he's proven himself time and time and time again. You're either with him or you're not. But outside of the government, dude, yeah, of course not. I don't even know what quote the government is at this point. It's so bloated and retarded. At this point, I want government strength. I want the fraud. It seems like, dude, if we take care of the fraud, a lot of the problems that we have in getting rid of illegals and the welfare programs that are just rampant, I think it solves a good majority of our problems from what we can tell.
Giant chunk of it anyway.
Loop-de-loop. Thank you. Tweak, thank you, my friend. Floor is yours says, can you imagine the movie The Silver, Imagine the movie The Silver Scream movie that's going to be made after this Venezuela extraction. Yeah, no, it's going to be crazy, man. The Berg Boy with the ship said, this is how you use your military to protect your interests and not as a tool for the globalists and their endless wars. This is exactly what I voted for. Exactly. Dude, that's what I've been saying. I am all good with military usage if it is verifiably America first, right? I have no problem with that. That's what it should be used for. So I'm good with it.
If they make a movie out of this, can I just get one little part in that movie that just says, hey, KH, some guy named KH said this was Operation Mushroom Stamp?
Yeah,
just want to get that.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can help out with something. WD40 says Sidney Powell's comments for the 2020 election are more relevant than ever. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, my friend. Thank you for the cookie. Left MD. Thank you. Khaleesi says liberal pharmacy techs back. Gotta go. Much love. Thank you, Khaleesi. Kim I with a cookie again. Bear with the phone and floor is yours. Says man, dickhead, ma'am Donnie in New York City now. No. Fuck around, find out. And dude, it's a great dude. That's perfect that you just said that because I literally have this thing in front of me now. You want to talk about not just Chavez getting taken out and his body just incinerated on the way out. As you guys all know, Ma'am Donnie was just sworn in. We covered that last week. And you, what do? You bring in, Maduro, and you parade him around the fucking city that he's in, because apparently he went from the Iwo Jima ship to Gitmo on a helicopter ride and landed in Stewart Air Force Base, which I was like 20 minutes from last night. That's in my backyard. And then they brought him to Brooklyn because apparently the Manhattan prison is under major construction right now. And it's also the same prison where Luigi Mangione is. So all these big players, I do believe also Diddy's there as well. And it formerly housed Ghislaine Maxwell. So Brooklyn is like kind of the creme de la creme of where these big names are going. But you get paraded around, and there was even a video, I think Kayleigh McEnany was commentating on it. You see Maduro and the helicopters and the escorts fly right by the Statue of Liberty on his way in. And just like the optics of this all, it's just truly incredible.
Did you see Mom Dami he was bitching about the capture of Maduro, and I'm going to go talk to the president. And he's like, yeah, I talked to the president. I voiced my concern. I was shot down.
Dude, can you imagine? Dude, you're the fucking mayor of New York City. That's it. Know your fucking place,
our governor
dude.
Saying the same shit here, dude.
Know your
same
place.
Fucking shit.
Oh, they're all are, dude. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the fucking retards. As much as I can't stand these people. Thank you, for yours. The effing doctors. Here's an advance to come and get get a cut and beard cleanup. Happy Sunday to you and Cage Farmer. Phone drop 2, please. I got you, my friend. I haven't done drops in a while, but I'll give you your phone drop. Here you go, friend.
That call was perfect. Couldn't have been nicer.
There you go, man. Thank you so much for that phone. Jadon's with the phone. Sunday show. 400,000 Americans died from the drugs by cartels in 4 years. And Jadon's, that is enough for me to say that this is warranted. This is absolutely warranted. And I'm sure you saw, Cage, that there was a clip of a reporter in Venezuela talking about like, oh, are you good with Americans coming in here and doing what they did in the oil? And he's like, bro, what do you think the Chinese and the Russians were doing in our country because we're just such great people? He's like, it's for the fucking oil. He's like, we know that. But he's like, the difference is that they were controlled by this psychopath. And he's like, we would rather have Americans run the place here because when Americans were helping us out, guess who was rich? We were all rich. And dude, they don't care if we have to, dude, they would rather us run shit. And they're all rich and they're not living under a regime that's going to torture 100%, them.
Because if we go down there and we take control of the oil operations down there, where do you think the people are going to get hired from? We're not going to bring in fucking workers from America to go down there and do like the grunt work at the oil facilities, right? We're going to hire from there. So the money's going to get funneled back into the community, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to start profiting off of just more jobs down there in general. And it's just the way it works. But whereas if you have, a cartel in charge, they're going to pay you shit. You have China come over and run that shit. Dude, they're not going to pay you for anything. They'll probably boatload a whole bunch of the Chinese over there to run the shit. Exactly. You're much better with America in charge of that.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, it's kind of like what's going to be going down with what people are saying, like with Gaza, like they want to completely rebuild Gaza, turn it into like this beautiful like gem of a location. When you have America's vested interest and America's skin in the game in your country, it almost adds like a layer of protection for you, right? Because if someone fucks with you, they're fucking with the big brother, right? And who's the big brother? That's the United States military. And that's not someone you want to fucking tango with. So to me, it's like when you're the superpower, when you're the number one dominant force on the globe, these are the advantages that you get, and you have to flex. And you were talking about floor is yours, the Mamdani thing. This is what you have going on. Trump sticking Maduro in a New York City jail immediately after Mamdani becomes mayor, saddling him with this commie albatross that his libtard base will constantly hector him over while he's able to do absolutely nothing about it is so fucking funny. Dude, you can't tell me. You cannot tell me, like, this is not part of the game. And, like, even when Trump was interviewed after his press conference, the 11 a.m. press conference he did yesterday, one of the reporters had asked, like, was this in any way like planned because the Chinese were there and all that? And Trump kind of looked down, dude. And of course, he's not going to say this. He said, well, I don't know anything about that. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Trump. Of course you fucking know that, dude. Of course, dude. I'm like, you fucking knew the weather. Like you guys said, the weather was.
Knew.
Of course
before they even gave the word go, they were probably like, hey, by the way, sir, the Chinese are still there. Okay,
perfect.
Fuck it.
Even better, they get a front row seat to what we're about to do, right? I mean, complete embarrassment, man, on all fronts. Like, and the thing is, like, I don't remember seeing this video, dude, but I mean, Maduro. So from what I've seen now, what pushed Trump over the edge was watching Maduro do his daily dances. That was it for him. And he's like, no, fuck this guy. We're not playing games anymore. He wants to be a big boy. He wants to pretend he's hard.
And actually, he said, come get me. There it is. You got it right there. Yep. Come get me.
Don't
take too long. Those memes in the dance club, dude, they have just been like reused so many times in the last 2 weeks. There's so many of them. There's a bunch like with the meme JD Vance. I'll see if I can find. Yeah, and oh yeah, when and I did not hear like live when Trump called it the Don Roe Doctrine, but dude,
I did.
A lot of people did, and they're like, can you imagine? Like this was one of the gifts that were going around. Like, man, when liberals hear the Don Roe Doctrine or the media, they're just. But dude, this is why I'm like, you're never going to get another Trump. You'll never, dude. I mean, just think about the irony of that, right? The Monroe Doctrine. How long ago was that established? And here we have Trump. His name is Don or Donald, right? We call him the Don. And this is what he calls the Don Roe Doctrine, him being president. It's just like, you cannot make this shit up.
He said the Monroe Doctrine was gone ignored for too long. We got away from it. And he's absolutely right. So then coming out and dubbing it the Don Rowe doctrine, I was laughing so hard, dude. We were actually, I remember we were watching that right before we went in to get lunch yesterday. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. This motherfucker just called it the Don Rowe doctrine. And then it was less than 5 minutes later, he brings up Hegseth, and the first words out of Hegseth's mouth were, he effed around. Dude. He found out.
Dude, I am so happy we have someone like Hegseth at the War Department. Like, you cannot pick a better person. Like, if you had some pussy fucking like the last administration, like, can you imagine, dude, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. And like, when Trump put a war fighter in, right, as the head of the Department of War, it's like, yeah, now you see when you put actual war fighters into positions of power, right? Good, solid American patriots that will follow lockstep, the commander in chief. This is what dude, I have never once worried about Hegseth. I have zero, and that's saying a lot. I can't say that about
people. Questioned him at the very beginning, and I remember when Hegseth got announced as Trump's pick, a lot of people came out and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" I knew it was a good pick from the very beginning. Dude, I've been following his career. The dude's just a solid guy. He knows his shit. I knew he was going to be all about the warfighter mentality. Right. I knew that was a great pick, and I'm happy they were able to get him through. And he's been absolutely stellar.
Amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing. Like, it's just one of those guys. You don't have to worry about allegiance. I think Marco Rubio is there. I know a lot. I know some people are. I mean, dude, I don't know how you can really say anything negative about Rubio at this point. Trump has given him like an all-you-can-eat buffet of work 24/7, and you're not doing that. Trump is not doing that unless you're not if you're not capable. Like, clearly, Rubio, guys, whether you love him or hate him, whatever happens in 2028. There is no doubt in my mind, and Kate weighing on this, I think Rubio will be around. Rubio is absolutely going to be around in future administrations, and I would also hope Steve Miller as well.
He'll be around, dude. I honestly, he's already said that he's not going to even, because people were talking about like him running against Vance or whatever, and he's like, no, it's all JD if he wants it.
He doesn't need to, dude.
People talked about him for vice president, maybe. I don't know, honestly. I'd say right now, with the way he's working, leave him right where the fuck he's at, dude. He's like your jack of all trades when it comes to getting shit done.
Yeah.
And, if you go back, like rewind the clock, say 6 years, were there a lot of questions about Rubio? Absolutely. We all had a lot of questions. We've all seen the same group of photos from back in the day, right? He's got some connections to, I think one of his brothers has some connections to the drug trafficking industry. But dude, you cannot literally sit there and live in all of that past stuff when we don't know the full story behind any of it. You have to go with what the guy's doing right now. So whatever happened, but whatever Trump did with him or to him or has him in lockdown on, the dude is overperforming by leaps and bounds. I got nothing bad to say about anything he's done in this administration because you can't find one thing that he's done that's bad.
No, these you can tell who's in lockstep, right? And there was pictures of the war room that came out, and the other big name, the other unsung hero, I believe we have not talked about at all, is Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe was in that room.
He was there.
And everything that I've been able to find was that they had a CIA plant in Maduro's inner circle, and they were tracking his movements inside and out, and they knew his facility. They knew where his safe house, the steel safe house inside the safe house. Like, they had these Delta guys practicing and going over and over and over and over again, exact replicas of what they were going to be facing. And Maduro and his wife, Trump said he got to the door, right? But they couldn't close it. And he said, even if they did close it, he said it would have been 40 something seconds with the saws and the bullshit, whatever bullshit they had.
They had the torches to be able to get there, because you need a heavy duty cutting torch to get through something like that. But they said they had it. They planned for it. And dude, I'm so sorry for whoever had to drag that thing up through that fucking building, man.
Oh, geez.
Those things are not. Anyway,
forget it. It's
kind of lost my train
incredible.
of thought there for a second, but yeah.
No, it's okay. No, Trump was like, even Trump knew like the ins and outs, because he's like, yeah, even if they get to the door with the saw, it would take like he timed the seconds.
Dude, I know what I was gonna say there. I'm gonna say it before I forget it. You mentioned Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he's kind of the one that's not really talked about a lot in this administration, and that, honest to God, is right where you want your CIA director. They should not be
you don't want noise.
Talked about. There's no reason for them to be talked about. If they're doing their job and doing it right, they don't even need to be called in front of Congress to testify on anything, because they're doing the fucking job right. You shouldn't give them a reason to question you. It should just be CIA operations. As long as your president knows what you're doing and you're not doing shady shit, you shouldn't hear about him.
Right.
And that's right where he's at.
No, it's incredible, man. And sorry, guys, we're kind of all over the place, and that's just because I didn't organize the tabs too much before the show. Again, this was kind of a last minute thing I threw together. I know this was the clip from Mamdani, and I'm like, when this guy doesn't have his script, dude, he sounds like a lightweight. I'll just be honest. I don't think Mamdani is anything special. He's just a symbol for where the Democrats want to bring their party. Other than that, though, dude, this guy, he's a fucking.
Obama was same as Obama.
He's a lightweight.
Called the president and spoke with him directly to register my opposition to this act and to make clear that it was an opposition based on being opposed to a pursuit of regime change, to the violation of federal and international law, and a desire to see that be consistent each and every day.
And what was his response to you in that conversation?
I registered my opposition, I made it clear, and we left it at that.
There was no response. There was no response. Do you think he actually spoke with Trump?
Big ass guy in the background.
He didn't speak to Trump. And all this mumbo jumbo, dude. And that's the thing, like, right? We're getting to the part where they're talking about like everyone's experts at international law right now, and the base accounts that I follow, like there is no international law. It's American law, because again, like, you know how Bukele was like, we just do things. We just lock up everybody that's commit crimes, and guess what? We have zero crime now in our entire country. We just do things. That's what Trump did.
Oh, Bukele. Yeah.
That's what Trump did.
Yep.
We just do things. We don't need. And by the way, I think Congress feels right now completely bypass those fuckers. The last thing, dude, that I want is having congressional approval. Fuck those people. They're all
the second
cancer.
you have Congress get involved, that's when you get the leaks. That's when fucking missions go awry and all that bullshit. And he did not need congressional approval for this. Again, we did not recognize them as a formal government.
Ever.
So right there, and then it doesn't matter. They weren't recognized as an official formal government. This was a criminal operation that used the military as protection for law enforcement agencies to extradite a criminal, to extract two criminals from that country that had no recognized government.
That's it.
Not a war crime, not an act of war, nothing. The military was there to protect law enforcement and blow some shit up.
That's it, dude. It's really that simple. And like I said, like, where these people? Oh, dude, this is the video. Oh, this was the video of Maduro meeting with the Chinese delegation literally the day before. I forgot I had this. This was it right here.
Yo lo conocí a él muy joven, muy joven, hace 20 años, hace 20 años, sí, como traductor cuando estaba el presidente Juntao, ahora es director. Qué increíble, ¿verdad? Como pasa el tiempo. Estás igual.
Yeah, how's that? How'd that go? They're still in the country. I mean, they're probably out now. But yeah, guys, that was literally the day before, and it just I can't imagine how else you would feel as an American right now besides feeling incredible. But we have to talk about this, because immediately, dude, as soon as this like broke the news waves, right? You have the retards the true fucking retards. And I will say this, they are a cancer. These people are a fucking cancer to this country. And I don't even know if they're citizens. Some of them are. I don't think a lot of them are, dude. But wouldn't you know it, the moment that this all started to break down, right? Marxist network launches war against U.S. within hours of Maduro capture. And what are we talking about? Out in cities across the country, you have all kinds of people like this coming out. And of course, we all know the side that we're talking about here. Democrats coming in with full force to protest for Maduro.
This is Bob. Bob has bits.
You got the retards.
The fuck was that, man?
Flowing out, and this is what you have happening across the country now.
Brand new flag. Look at that thing. Doesn't have a spot of dust on it. Nope.
We must follow. We must follow. We must follow.
You've shown videos of how these Antifa fucks live, where they stay. You mean to tell me they've got that bright ass brand new fucking flag that looks like it's straight out of a package, barely even has the creases out of it? You get the fuck out of here.
They exchanged the Pakistan flags for the Venezuela flags, and now you're getting what Ezra calls the kooky crowd is out in force to convince you that President Trump erred on arresting a narco kingpin who has killed thousands of Americans, infiltrated violent gangs into the United States to stabilize our hemisphere, and allowed Venezuela to be used as a base for the CCP. Because, you know, they don't give a shit about that. Why would they care about that, right? And like I said here, they did the No Kings protest, right? No kings or free the dictator. Which one is it? Which one is it? And this is why, like, I'm going to find the clip here in just a second, dude. As far as like these oh, here it is right here. This was New York City. This guy is a famous, he's a well-known guy that does these interviews in the streets. And within hours, this is New York City, Times Square, organized protest within hours with flags, signage, you name it. Where'd they come from?
What are your thoughts on this protest?
Well, these guys are paid. They're so organized. I mean, it's less than even 24 hours. They got hundreds of signs made. It's almost like they have a print shop in the back of their People's Forum over here down in the city. That being said, that if you looked at all the videos out on the internet, the people in Venezuela are happy that this is happening because now they don't have to deal with socialism and communism. But the people who are actual socialists and communists are here in America protesting against what's good for the better people in Venezuela, and that's the sad part.
Thank
you. You know, and this is they want to turn this country into what that country is. You know, they don't want this country to be good. These people want to live in socialism and communism.
How is it related to Palestine? They're talking about Palestine.
How is it related to Palestine? I don't know. I mean,
I'm trying to figure it out.
There is no relationship with it. These people are just pretty much, like I said, they're bored liberals that have nothing better to do. They're funded, better than probably, I think, one of the best funded people in the world. Probably $18 million a year, from what I understand, they get funded.
I confronted Manolo dos Santos, leader of the People's Forum. I said, you know, you guys got paid $20 million a year by Roy Neville Singham to paid protests. He had no response. He didn't.
Yeah, well, he actually never says a word. He'll never, because he knows once he opens up his mouth, he he incriminates himself. So he can't. That's why
he's getting arrested at every other protest.
Yeah, but he's getting arrested,
which
but
we
also,
pay for.
Which we pay for, and he was also what he called it. He was also a couple of times I've seen him with paid security, armed paid security, walking down the block with them in a protest, which is also illegal to do. What does this have to do with Palestine? Absolutely nothing. But it's the same people who
nobody knows
who protested BLM, who are protesting Gaza, protesting Venezuela, protesting anti-Trump, no kings, everything just to destroy this country.
Incredible. And they're out, dude. They're out everywhere. And like when you go and see like the Venezuelan people, they are beyond ecstatic. They're celebrating. They were in tears, absolute tears. And this was one of these clowns. He's actually, his name is Manolo de los Santos. He's the head of the People's Forum. Is a communist group funded by the CCP. And the same guy saw them And this is what he ran into.
All the signs are already propped up. They're just against the walls.
Awesome.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
what you do. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. Hey, Manolo, how you doing? My name is Nate. Nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you? Would you mind doing an interview right now? Can I ask why? You're the leader of the People's Forum. You got $20 million from Roy Neville Singham to protest. Can I ask why you don't want to speak with me right now? Do you deny that you got $20 million to protest? You don't deny that? How are you spending that $20 million to protest? I know you're paying David Chung $75K a year. Anyone else on the payroll?
I didn't realize he's right there.
Oh, David, what's up, man? I didn't recognize you. You're back, buddy. How you doing? $20 million to paid protest. Won't deny it. Won't deny it. Because it's a fact. All the signs are
crazy, right? How crazy, dude.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. And this is like, here we go. New York City, Chicago, Orlando, Boston, Portland, all the same signs. I don't even have to play the videos, dude. It's, you guys have seen it. We've seen this time and time again. Same signs. It's all, and all these organizations, they all exist within this country. And, you know, hopefully at some point, these are all going to be outed. They're all going to be.
At least they didn't drop off Molotov bricks this time.
Yeah, not this time. I think that they have to change their tactics, right? Because everyone is so aware, and they see exactly what these people continue to do. They're really easy to point out. But you know, shout out to the Venezuelan people. They absolutely deserve this, and I'm happy for them. And we're gonna see where it all goes. I mean, they were ripping signs down of Maduro everywhere. It's just, it's really
tore some statues down too.
Just calling Trump Uncle, thank you, Uncle Trump, like it's a familia. Like it's really, really good stuff. And other than that, dude, I mean, I don't know if I have too much more. I think we covered it pretty well. The only other thing I guess we want to bring up is the voting stuff. And the only thing I could say about that is that Trump, immediately after all this, he started posting a whole bunch of stuff about Dominion and voting machine fraud. And I don't think that's a coincidence by any means. I really don't.
I don't think so either.
So we don't know where that's going to go. That could be a lot of hopium. I don't know. But
one thing's for certain, he's not going to let the 2020 election go. There's absolutely zero chance of him letting that go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's something with Dominion voting machines in Venezuela. Maybe we got something, maybe we didn't. Maybe we already had something. I don't know, but he brought it up for a reason. He said that we're going to be seeing truckloads of evidence coming out here on that election fraud here very soon. So let's just hold on that and see what happens.
Incredible, man. Incredible. So outside of that, guys, we almost went 2 hours here. Solid show. Just wanted to catch up with all that, guys, because like I said, by Tuesday, like it was going to be way too much. I did not want to recap all this. It would have been like 3 shows worth. And just wanted to make sure we got this all out here. And how many people? I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been checking YouTube. I think we peaked at like 150 people over on YouTube. Fantastic. So that's all. That's really what I got, fam. It's been an incredible last 2 days. And shout out to our military. Shout out to Pam Bondi, by the way, who should also get a ton of credit for this. This was also part of her operation. Obviously, the military spearheaded it. But America is a lot stronger and more secure. And we're going to figure out where all this is. Because at first, we thought maybe, just maybe, Trump wanted to nab Maduro so he could actually fight Elon Musk in their octagon for the big summer fight this year. Because if that was really what this is all about, then I mean, I would have been good with that too. Elon Musk accepted back in the day, and they're probably gonna fight now. They're probably gonna fight in front of the entire world, and that'll be great. Leo Sator, thank you for the cookie. America uses an input to the cloud that is faster than having to translate other languages, Morse type, binary alphabet. That is interesting, my friend. I don't know anything about it, but that's awesome. Tweety, thank you for the double cookie. Sean Anon says, or was that a personal invitation? Thank you, my friend. And Alan I Got Win says, hey, a live show. Thank you, my friend. And Berg Boy says they're really conflicted about using the bricks in their protests in New York City now because they finally got their commie mayor and they don't know how much trouble they want to make for him. Yeah, because that's their crowd, right? That's totally their crowd. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, any last words, dude, before we get on out of here?
Did you want to, seeing as we're just shy of the the top of the hour here. Do you want to end on a very fire meme? I don't know if it's something you've played already before or not, but it's from Little, and it's at the bottom of the Telegram chat. And I think it's very, very, very fitting. It's also a fucking fire meme, but it's very fitting for where we're at right now. And I think ending on that quick meme before we get out of here would be a great way to go.
You get it. Let's see here. All right, it's loading up. All right. Yeah, we played this before, but it's all good. We'll play it right now. Here we go.
It's a great one.
The spectacle of fearsome acts. That's what preserves the order of things.
Shall we play a game?
President Trump warns of serious retaliation after 2 U.S. Army soldiers and 1 U.S. interpreter were killed.
Find you so hard in the face you'll be shitting your teeth.
You fuck around with us. If you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker!
Take a look to the sky just before you die. It's the last time you will. Rock and roll, after roar, build the crumbling sky. Shattered gold, build soul where the ruthless cry. Stranger now are his eyes to this mystery. Here's the silence so loud. Crack of dawn, all is gone except the will to be. Now they see what will be, blinded eyes to see. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. For whom the bell tolls.
Beautiful. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. Well, we got a Sunday showing made up for yesterday, so I appreciate you jumping on, dude.
Absolutely, dude. Been a good time. We had to get out here and talk about a lot of this because, we just couldn't wait for, let alone you getting to Tuesday, but a whole nother week to go by before discussing this. This was a good time. Great content. Always a pleasure being here. And now hopefully I get to go watch some good football.
There you go, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, dude.
Awesome. Have a good one. Much love, everybody. And have a great rest of the weekend. Take care.
Take care, man. All right. There he goes. And fam, that will do it for us. 8,501 gold pills, fam. I was hoping for 20K, but it's all good. I know Sunday is not a typical day. More than half the audience is gone because it's not usually when we go live. So 8,501 gold pills. I thank you all so much for that. Hope you all enjoyed the coverage of this. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys, for your bonus show that we always do. And we'll be back on Tuesday for your regular news show, and we'll see where we end up from there. So with that being said, guys, I'll carry the 8,501 into Tuesday's show, which will be a big, big scratch-off ticket and all that good stuff. So with that being said, let's see. Who am I going to raid? Let's see. Let's do America Rising. Why not? All right, guys, you know the deal. If you can't donate, all that I ask that you share my links to your friends and family, all the platforms that we've been banned on, and let them know. We are the news now. You guys can follow me on Telegram, True Social, X, and of course here on pill.net. For all your updates, spicy memes, spicy takes, everything between. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Till then, stay safe, stay strong, stay woke. Goodbye, friends.